Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, today we are going to start the first lecture of English book number 1. Open your book at page number 4. Dear students, this is our first chapter and this is a poem, and the name of our poem is Fear Free Mind. This poem has been written by Rabindranath Tagore. Let's start. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from depth of truth, where tireless striving stretch his arms towards perfection. Dear students, in the first stanza, the poet is speaking to God. He is requesting to God to free his country from the shackles of superstitions and prejudices laid down by the old customs and practices. He is wishing for a nation where everyone within the fold of brotherhood is free to hold up one's head high, and one's voice can be heard without having any fear of oppression. He talks about a nation where the knowledge is not restricted by narrow ideas and is free of caste. According to the poet, caste and creed should not divide the people. The people must rise above the narrow walls of caste, religion, and community. They should remain united. The people wishes that his countrymen strive towards perfection without getting tired. The poet wants a country where the people's words comes out from the depth of truth. The poet wishes that his countrymen strive towards the perfection without getting tired. The poet wants a country where people work without laziness is sure to achieve perfection in all fields and aspects. Now, second paragraph. Now, the second stanza. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee, into ever-wedding thoughts and action, into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. In these lines, the poet requests God to lead his country to a place where the reasoning faculty is not lost among outdated customs and traditions. Here, the poet compared the dead habits with the desert because desert is dry and fruitless. It is not green and life-giving. Similarly, dead habits dead habits are not useful for individuals and for society. The poet wants the country to be led forward by God into the freedom of broadened attitude and mindset. The poet requests the father means God. Here the father means God. The poet requests the God to awaken his country into such a heaven of freedom. The poet wants to awaken his countrymen and request his God to awaken his country into such a heaven of freedom. Dear students, this is all about this poem. Learn this poem 2 or 3 times in order to understand it very well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.